What's up, guys, and welcome back to Empire Total War, where things are, well, we're right in the midst of an absolute argy-bargy on the go here. Yes, last week and the week before, actually, let's start with the week before, we attacked the Spaniards, and the Spaniards were allied with the Americans, and the Americans decided to join the Spaniards. So then we ended up at war with the Americans as well as the Spanish. However, we did take the Spanish territory of St. Augustine, and we did take the territory of La Habana. Yes, that's basically kicked the Spanish out. They now just have this. But we're now focusing on taking the Americans, which is the ultimate aim of this series, is to wipe out the Americans. And yes, we are in full swing of that task. Currently, we have taken Charleston and Savannah from the Americans. We have taken Philadelphia because they left it absolutely undefended last week, so we just rocked up and took that. And we also, in the end of last week's episode, killed both Nathaniel Greene and George Washington. So we have done an absolute job on the Americans over the last week or two, and we're going to continue that this week, where we're going to try and take Williamsburg. We're also going to try and take Maryland. And we're also going to then see if we can push north into Albany and Boston, and then ultimately Falmouth, wiping out the American occupied territories of the Americas. Yes, and hopefully for us, living happily ever after. We are replenishing this army here. We have quite a few sort of casualties after the massive war we had with Nathaniel Greene at the end of last week's episode, but we managed to come out of it on top, and we are replenishing this army. Once that has been done, we shall send them up to Williamsburg. The frame rate not enjoying that whatsoever. Yes, Williamsburg, relatively well defended. What's that, like 7 units there? 8 units currently occupying Williamsburg here, with another one coming, and it looks like they're slowly just kind of bringing all of their units south to defend from this army coming from the north, completely ignoring the fact that we've taken Philadelphia with this army, which is battle-scarred, but not too bad. It is about half-sized army, but we are replenishing, and we can also recruit here, which we are, I think, doing. Yeah, we're recruiting these long riflemen, which take 2 turns apiece, but they should be pretty good units once we've got them. Probably the best units we'll have. And then we'll probably use that army to sort of push north, whilst we're also using the army down here to take this bit in between. The Americans have an absolutely hefty navy, but that's no concern to us, because we have no navy, so it doesn't really mean anything. But yes, we're going to end turn, because we have 214 coins in the bank, which is not a lot, and we're going to see what the Americans decide to do. I would very much doubt much. Alright, so basically nothing happened in that turn. The Americans have continued their migration southward. They brought the units that were here down into Williamsburg, and they're continuing to bring individual units. Maybe that's 2 there, another 2 here. But yeah, they seem to just be building units and just immediately sending them south to come and defend from the northward bound armies. This is pretty much replenished now. There is a bit of replenishment that could still be done, I think, but not a lot. There we go. Okay, so we've got a few that are still to be replenished in a turn's time. I'm not sure whether it's worth waiting on them being replenished, or if we should just go and attack Williamsburg immediately. I feel like it would be a win either way. Main thing we want to do right now is just make sure that this army is getting replenished, which is still happening. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use big Plausawa here to scout out this place. Let's see what we can do. We can infiltrate it. What's the chance of 22%? It's not great. Right, we're just going to get him to infiltrate the city, so he does that. So we can now have a look, see what units they've got. So they're actually relatively heavily... They've got 2 platoons of drummers. What is that going to... I mean, they are absolutely, apparently badass platoons of drummers. They both have some pretty hefty amount of arrows here. But, yeah, they have 90 drummers. I don't know what they're planning here, but they also have some 2nd New York line infantry, a bunch of random folk with guns, some cavalry, a bit more cavalry. That's one thing we're kind of lacking. We don't have any cavalry in this unit whatsoever, and I don't think we can actually recruit. Oh, we could recruit some chief's bodyguards down here. So let's do that. but I'm not thinking I'm going to do anything with them straight away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to send this army straight up and just attack Williamsburg before they are able to send any more people south. This is going to be the main fight here. They've got, this is I think their biggest army that's around. This place has a sizable army. Oh, these are American rebels. They're not even actual Americans. So yeah, they've got some American rebels there. Probably because we've taken over Philadelphia, and public order not too great at the moment. Apparently they're not too happy about us just coming in and taking over the place. But, well, that's just something they're going to have to deal with. And something we'll have to deal with a bunch of rebels. But I think, yeah, this is by quite a distance their biggest army. So if we take this out, then they're down to like a few scattered dotted units everywhere, and that's about it. So let's just go straight up and attack these guys. 50-50. Interesting. Very interesting. Given that I have over double the number of men as big Elias Hopkins over here. Yes, he has 1,211 men. We have 3,142. And the game thinks, yeah, that looks like a 50-50 to me. I mean, given that 90 of them are bloody drummers as well. Like, what? We've basically got almost 3 times as many men. And the game's like, yeah, 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. So, yeah, let's just do this ourselves. This will be fun. This will be an enjoyable battle, given the fact that it's going to be an absolute slaughtering. But yes, given that the game is giving us a 50-50, I don't really want to leave it up to the game to decide that one, frankly. So yes, we'll do it ourselves and hopefully win. Should win. It'd be a pretty embarrassing state of affairs if we don't. Alrighty, so we have a bunch of bowmen for some reason as far away from the action as possible. So let's move you up there, why don't we? We have our general casually standing here. What have they got? They've got a little town, which is nice. So they may have some fortifications going on. I don't remember seeing any artillery, so I think we should be okay from that perspective. I'm just going to move these guys all the way over here, and I think we'll do a bit of a two-pronged attack. One kind of comes from this side, and then the other one kind of comes from this side. But we're going to start the battle and just see what they've got. So, got a bunch of men lined up along some walls. Where are their drummers? Those are the important guys. Where are they? Where are your drummers? Is this your drummer? Aha! Unit of drummers. They are led by a very proud-looking gentleman at the front. Is this more drummers here? Alright, okay, so these are the important ones. These are the dangerous guys that we need to avoid. But yeah, I think cavalry. There's not too much going on here that is too interesting. There's for some reason, a black fence over here that looks like it's been on fire recently. Or just not textured, by the looks of things. Not sure what's going on with that. But yeah, so they don't seem to be in any way inclined to moving towards us. So I'm thinking I'm going to take some of my bowmen and just pop them in this house. On you go, lads. Go and claim that for yourselves. You got yourselves a house. You don't even need to get a mortgage. There we go. I think when they're in this house, they should be in range of these guys. So we would be should be able to hit them quite effectively. I don't know if their drummers will be in range. It'd be nice to be able to get rid of some of them. As I say, they are by far and away the most dangerous of. Well, it looks like they're charging us now. Right, okay, we're getting charged by a bunch of cavalry because our guys are deciding to take forever to actually get inside this house. Not gone well, but their cavalry will not be an issue once we have actually got inside the building. It's just taking them a sweet amount of time to actually do it, but we are now filing into the building. So if you could archer these guys out the window. Are these the drummers? It is the drummers. They've discarded their drums and they're going in swords first now. Okay, well, things have definitely taken a turn inside this building. There's a bit of... These guys are just shooting out the window at these guys who are queued up at the door. Their drums are back. Right, have we killed any of their guys? What's going on here? We have our men and their men inside the building, but I have no idea how many of their men have actually been killed. Quite a few of ours look like they've been killed, though. Oh, well, that guy just fell out the window. Right, yeah, not too sure what's going on here. Are we winning this? Oh, we've captured the building, but they definitely still have men inside it. These... What is going on here? Oh, they're running away now. Their archers have had enough. There's only 60... Oh my word. Okay, the drummers... Even though I was being a bit, yes, even though I was being a bit rude to the drummers in suggesting that they were in fact their best troops. Well, it turns out they are in fact their best troops, and they have made all of our guys run away. How many of them have died? We only killed like 6 of them! What is that? They've killed 100 of us, and we killed 6 of their drummer. For goodness sake, boys, come on. Do a better job of that with your hands tied behind your back. Anyway, we have killed a couple of their horses though, which is at least something. Right, well that went absolutely swimmingly. Well, we definitely have the music to win, but I mean, the music's kind of at the wrong time, really. The music bangs on when nothing's happening. Could have used that a little bit earlier, but anyway. Are you still? They're still just shooting at that building. There's nobody in the building. Alright then, well, it looks like these guys are intent on wasting all of their ammunition shooting that building. Fair enough, alright. It is what it is. I mean, technically, we do actually still control that building, so they're just seeing that, looking at that, and seeing it as an enemy building and shooting it, which, well, it's just wasting their ammunition, which is fine with me. I mean, if they want to waste all of their bullets firing at an empty building, then go straight ahead. Kind of want to get in range of the cavalry so that we can get them drawn out and then maybe get them in a fight with some of these guys, because we kind of want to get rid of their cavalry as best we can. Alright, they're well within range now, so if you just want to shoot at them... Why are you still walking forward? Just shoot at them. Alright, now you're getting charged at and you have not even attempted to shoot at them. Right, well this is just brilliant. These guys wandered up the hill because I was telling them to shoot their cavalry, and they just decided not to bother shooting the cavalry, and now that they've been charged by all of the cavalry without even attempting to shoot them, because for some reason they wanted to be within about 6 feet of them before they started their attack. Which is just ridiculous. Bunch of idiots. Anyway, we've got these guys who I'm just going to sacrifice in here to try and take out all of their cavalry. Well, absolute chaos is going on here, and it has royally backfired on us again. Now, all these guys have decided that they're going to run away, right? Back it up, come on, before you disappear off into nothing again, like the rest of them. How many of these guys are like? 82. They've killed 100 of them. These guys have only... Oh my word, they're dying so quickly, and now they're running away. This is outrageous! Bloody cavalry, these bloody dragoons, they've just taken all of our men out in like one go. How come last week, big bloody... George Washington and Nathaniel Greene were like super simple to defeat, yet these guys are just proving to be absolute arseholes when it comes. They just will not die. Right. Can you guys use your bows and arrows like real people? Oh look, you have! Wonderful! You're actually using your bows and arrows and firing them at distance rather than being 3 feet from the enemy before you decide to use them. Absolute morons that walked all the way up this hill just so they could shoot the people at the top of it rather than just using their arrows like they should have done. Anyway, we have our guys with their bow and arrows firing at them. Do we have any more bow and arrow men over here? By any chance? We have these guys, right. If you can go and start firing at them as well, that would be nice. Our arrows are doing a pretty good job on those guys, and they're currently standing there shooting at these guys, which is not doing very much at all. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy to sacrifice these guys if it means we kill all of these cavalry with our arrows, so... Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Now our warrior society are coming in with their axes, so it's going to be an absolute butchering. Here we go, axes about to be chucked. Go on boys, chuck them. Chuck them! For goodness sake, these guys are coming in as well. Right, you back up. We want the warrior society with their axes to do their job. Oh, we've made them run away though, so that's fine. The axes were not needed in the end. And we've managed to get their cavalry, at least one unit of their cavalry, to clear off, finally. So, now we just need to do that with everyone else, and it's only cost us like 3 units, which is just brilliant. Okay, so, what have we got down here? We've got one group of archers and a couple of groups of regular, just people with axes. So, let's just bring these guys up to the end over here. I might try and do the same with this group of artillery? Group of cavalry. So, yeah, if we can get rid of those guys, that'd be quite nice. Oh, look! Their bloody dragoons have decided that they're going to turn around and start fighting again. Well, we'll just show you what kind of mistake you've just made. So our Warrior Society are coming running in this time with their axes. Let's see if they do their job this time. Go on, chuck them, chuck them, chuck them. You've taken far too long. The time it takes some of these units to actually throw swords and throw swords? Don't throw a sword. Throw axes and stuff is just ridiculous. But our Warrior Society have murdered all of their cavalry, so that's worked out brilliantly. We've only lost 3. So yeah, it turns out Warrior Society versus cavalry, it's Warrior Society wins. So yeah, that was a pretty good outcome for us. So let's just keep moving. This group look like they know what's up. It looks like these guys know how to fight. So let's just keep these guys together and get them moving up. If we can get their other set of cavalry here to come towards us, this provincial cavalry, 3rd Regiment of Horses. Don't know what happened to the 1st and 2nd Regiment, but the 3rd Regiment of Horses. Well, actually, this is probably their 1st regiment. It's gone. Yeah, they have this regiment over here. So if we can get these guys to come and charge us, then we could potentially do the same thing. Look, can you stop walking forward and just start actually shooting people? Because it's really annoying that you just keep progressing. What is it? Where is it? Where's the bloody... The halt button doesn't fucking work. Shoot them from range. Like any good unit of archery would do, is line up and shoot people from as far away as humanly possible. These bunch of morons decide that it's worth going stranding 3 feet from somebody and then shooting them. Which is probably okay against these guys, but against cavalry makes absolutely no sense. Right, are you actually going to do your job? Can we fire some bows? Thank you. So, let's take some of these guys out. Well, that did absolutely... Oh no, wait, we killed 1. Oh, okay, it looks like these guys have been engaged over here, so let's get them involved. Alright, their general has decided to just come absolutely, just go big balls mode and just run straight into our guys, which seems to have backfired slightly, because 12 of them have now been deceased. And we are now absolutely munching the rest of it. There's only 14 of them left. We're going to kill their bloody general. That was an absolutely horrendous move by them. I mean, he has somehow survived, but he's only got 6 men left in his... Oh, okay, there's more of them coming. Right, if you could change your focus onto these guys here instead. We have some more cavalry coming in, but their general has just cleared off. He has literally just left the battlefield. We have managed to get their pikemen to run away, which is now drawing all these guys towards the gunmen, which is not a great plan. Right. Let's see if we can get these. Okay, right now these cavalry have also made a huge mistake, and we have killed all of. Oh no, wait. There's still there's 3 of them remaining, 2 of them remaining. I mean, there was probably like 80 of them to begin with, so that was not a great scenario for them. Okay. See, when the archers actually hit their target, they're pretty good at doing. They're pretty damn effective. Like they've killed like 20, almost 30 people there in 1 volley of arrows, which is. Really effective, but they are just sometimes the worst people to try and control. They just do their own thing. But yes, these guys apparently have no intention of fighting back and are playing the gentlemanly fight of let's queue up and then take shots at each other, which is not working out particularly well for them, given that 80 of them have now perished horribly, and now they're running away. So. Can't say that worked out too well for them. Meanwhile, we have these guys who are currently charging in for some reason. So let's see if we can take out their drums. Are you a bunch of bowmen with no arrows left? Okay, well that's great. So if you can just back up, and we'll send in the next set of bowmen who do still have arrows to go and do some job. Right, well these archers have taken out that set of cavalry. Oh my word. Archers are an absolute beast at taking out cavalry. If the cavalry don't actually charge them, don't actually get into them, then they are so good at taking out the horses. Once they get into range, then things become a little bit more difficult when they actually start engaging each other up close. But at range, the archers absolutely murder cavalry. Right, the drum men are running away. There's only 2 of them left. These guys are running away. which means that they just have these units here, and that is it. Okay, these guys have now run out of arrows as well. These guys still have some, so they're doing something. Right, let's just get these guys to go straight in there, given that they have no arrows left, so they're basically useless. And these guys are actual axe wielders. What are they? Tribesmen. So, yeah, they'll be pretty good up close. But we'll... The archers are absorbing all of the bullets, so that the tribesmen behind them, who are actually good up close, are still at full numbers by the time they get there. This is a good. This is an A-class tactic, well known. Bullet sponging. Right, so the archers are now engaging and probably getting taken out by their own men, which is not great. But everybody's running away! Apart from these units over here, these militia. Bloody militia, they're going to be absolutely useless. Anyway, we have some archers here doing nothing because they have no bows, but they can get involved in there. Anyway, they've all run away, so we're about to win. Perfect! Absolutely wonderful. We have now successfully attacked and taken Williamsburg. So a heroic victory. There was absolutely nothing heroic about it. We had 3 times as many men. Although we did make a bit of a fuss about taking it to begin with, given that they just absolutely annihilated all of our archers with 1 platoon of drum men for some reason. But we have managed to succeed, and the archers did in the end win pretty heavily. We've killed all 1,311 of them, and we only lost 919 in the process. We still have well over 2,000 men to defend Williamsburg, so that was an absolute win. So we now have Williamsburg. Next target, Maryland, which we could actually just go and attack straight away, to be honest. Let's just do that. Let's just get on. Let's just go and do it. Right, we've got like a 80% chance of success here. Big Meriwether Wedgwood. That is one hell of a name. Anyway, he's got 326 men. We have 2,223. That is 1 man. If we had lost 1 more man in that last battle, we'd have had an army of 2,222 men. But anyway, we're going to alt-resolve this because it's a 90% chance of success. We do lose 180 men, but we kill 326, which is all of them. And we have taken Maryland as well. So that has been an absolute win for us. Right, so Williamsburg probably going to revolt because they've got nobody there to actually defend them. We're going to destroy this building and rebuild our own one. And yes, we have taken both Williamsburg and Maryland in one swift move, leaving the Americans with just Albany, Boston, and Falmouth. Falmouth is definitely not something you want. And we shall destroy the town hall so we can build a hut for some reason. Yes, we shall continue on. We shall end turn, and we'll see what the Americans decide to do. I think they would be smart to just send all of those guys back up to Boston. Oh, it looks like they've just recruited a bunch of guys in Boston, which is basically all they can do because they've got nowhere else to defend. That's really going to be their last hope, is to try and hold Boston as long as they possibly can. But I don't think they've got a particularly great chance of winning any battle that we decide to put upon them, because I think by the time we get to Boston, we're probably going to have like 1 or 2 armies worth of men. I think their only real chance right now is that somebody comes and saves them, like the Spanish just turn up with like a massive army. That could really throw a spanner in the works, but I think other than that happening, it's pretty much going to be a one-way street. Bloody Havana has been besieged by a bunch of rebels. What chance do we have? We've only got 50-50 chance on that. It's not particularly great. Anyway, we don't really care about that right now. We're continuing on northward. This army, now fully replenished, and with some additional long riflemen as well, we can be sending northward. Yes, Boston did seem to develop a few troops who have now disappeared, so I'm not sure what's happened to them. And Albany is not looking too well defended either still. So yeah, I'm not sure what America's financial situation is like, given that they only have now 3 territories, which is probably not a great scenario to be in. Anyway, what we could do is send this army out to go and attack these armies and just get rid of them for the time being. And then once we've got rid of them, then we can start going north and just, yeah, hopefully clear out some of the rubbish that's around us. So we'll get rid of one of them. Let's go and send them to take on these rebels as well. Big Walter Hopkins, these American rebels. They've got bloody drummers as well. What's it with Americans and drummers? They just seem to love some drummers. Anyway, we have 1,835 men, they have 500, so we'll auto-resolve that, and we kill, I mean, they killed slightly more of us than we killed of them, but they do only have 143 men remaining, which is not great. And we're just going to ultimately end them. There we go, that's them all dead, so that's that dealt with, no more rebels. And then we'll try and take these guys out. Actually, we have just left Philadelphia completely undefended, which means these guys could come and take it quite easily. That was not a great idea. Anyway, we'll move these guys up. There we go. Right, so Philadelphia now fully defended. Maryland completely undefended. Probably going to rebel in a turn's time, but we can deal with some American rebels. We just want to get rid of the Americans proper, and then once we get rid of them, then we can worry about any rebellions that are on our territory. That should be all she wrote for that turn. It's a pretty swift turn, but yes, I think that's probably about all we can really do right now. We could potentially look at just fully replenishing this army. I've spent all of our money. We do have quite a lot of cavalry here actually, and a bunch of generals. Yeah, we could actually, I think, we'll replenish a few of these guys. We could actually bring them into the battle as well. They could actually go and attack Albany all by themselves, to be honest. I mean, they could probably go and take it. You know what, let's just go and do that. Send these guys, go and take Albany. I'll resolve that. There we go. Robin Beaufort has lost 1,050 men. We lost 237. Absolutely murdered the boys. And we have taken Albany, and that's killed that unit for some reason. Oh, we've won our campaign apparently. That was interesting, but we have in fact won the campaign. But we're not going to stop there. We're not going to let that end our progress. We're going to destroy that building, and then we'll build a new one. And we're not going to stop until we have completely wiped Americans off the face of the earth. So yes, end turn, and we shall send them towards Boston and towards Flymouth, or Falmouth, if you must so call it. Yes, we shall get rid of them utterly and once and for all. Is this like the Empire Total War success music, like the you've won your campaign music? Because I don't think I've ever heard this sung before in this game. It's very nice. It's very Lord of the Rings, like Shire music. But yeah, I don't think I've ever heard this music played before. And yes, continuing on northwards, Albany. Right, so we have this group of units here, and we have this group of... So if we take this army, go and attack these guys. So there's 270, big Brian Winthrop, Winthrop, and we have 1,343, 48. So let's auto-resolve that. We win, we kill almost... There's still 90 of them left, god damn it. Alright, fine, and we'll send them back off this way to go and attack those guys as well. And meanwhile, we shall send this big army with like our 4 generals to Boston. And given that we have a 70% chance, big Jethro Baron, Jethro Baron, it's quite the name as well. None of these guys are actually generals. They're just like the highest ranking officer in their army. Anyway, 1,290 men. We have 1,992, which is a pretty substantial number more. But we also do have 4 generals amongst our army. Yes, we're going to alt-resolve, given that it's got like a 70% chance. We win, we kill everybody, and only lose 589 men. And we have taken Boston, leaving them with just Falmouth. That is their one and only territory, which in a turn, because we can't quite reach it just yet, but in a turn, when we can, we will send our men and we will take Falmouth from the Americans, the last remaining stronghold of the Americans. They do have this one army down here, which I'm just going to go and deal with quickly. So we'll auto-resolve. Big Gareth Knox. It's not even an American army, it's the rebel army, I think. Is it the rebel army? No, I think it might actually be the real Americans. It is the proper American flag. Anyway, we'll auto-resolve that. Kill everybody. Oh my good lord. Their 135 men killed 682 of us. What on all things has happened here? Anyway, we did win, so that's fine. Yes, we shall send them back into Philadelphia, and we'll replenish them as well, just for good measure, with our like 20 coins that we had left. Anyway, we shall end turn, and then we'll go and we'll take on Falmouth as the last remaining American territory to be taken. And then once we have done that, we have achieved what we set out to do, which was annihilate the Americans from the surface of the earth. We are on the edge of seeing our destiny fulfilled. Falmouth. Okay, right, the music stops just as we're taking on the final and remaining place. Anyway, it's not like it's a monumental moment in our career or our history. Anyway, Big Dale Abercrombie. Don't know. His Finch has disappeared somewhere. His friend Finch is nowhere to be found. But Abercrombie up here is he's got his 1,260 men. Meanwhile, we have 1,503. It's given us like a 70% chance of success, 65%. We're going to auto-resolve it, and we do in fact win. We only lose 237 men. But we kill Big Abercrombie and Finch, if he's there, and all 1,260 of their men. And yes, we have once and for all ended the Americans from the game. Region has been captured. Why is it not? Does it not give you like the little thing saying that like the enemy, that army has, that nation has been destroyed? Don't tell me the Americans have somewhere else. No, they are gone. United States are no more. Okay, good. Right. For a moment there, I worried that they had somehow managed to swindle themselves like a bit of India, and we would have to have sailed all the way over there to go and take that. But anyway, we have, in that underwhelming scenario, we have won what we set out to achieve, and that is to end the American tyranny. Get that word out there eventually, and put an end to their ways. And we now can live on, owning all of the Americas, apart from Santa Fe. Mexico can have that for the time being. But yes, all of America we own. Canada we don't really care about. It's a bit too cold up there. Given that we don't actually wear clothes, Canada's a bit too far north. Anyway, yes, we have won it. We have done it. We have finally, and once and for all, removed the Americans from the world. And that is going to end this series. It's yeah, we could continue this, and we could go in and start trying to take on the rest of the world, but to be honest, I don't really see much reason for it. These guys, although are quite fun to play as, are also a right nightmare to play as, given the fact that you have to, every city you take, burn it to the ground and then build it back up as a cattle shed for some reason, so that you can actually do anything with it. Yes, it's not particularly easy to do that, and it's not been too bad here, but if we were to go over to Europe, we'd have to tear down every city we capture and rebuild it from the ground up, which is not great. Yes, it's just not really something I think we should do. But I have a new idea for a new series, which will be starting next week. So yeah, I'll see you back here for that. And if you've enjoyed this series of America's Revenge, then be sure to give this a like and subscribe as well if you've not done already, and ding that bell so you're notified when I do make next week's episode and upload it. You'll be notified immediately that it's there. And yeah, it's been good. We have finally done it. So yeah, until next time, see you later. That's not right. Until next time, cheerio.